Hi, how are you doing? My name is Josh.
Hi Josh, my name is Caroline.
Caroline, it's a pleasure to meet you. Would you please have a seat for me?
Sure.
So, do you have any trouble getting here?
No, it was really easy. Traffic was light today.
That's good. That's good. Do you mind if I take notes? While I
Whatever
use your
helps
time
you.
today?
No, that'd be great.
Okay. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long you've been doing what you've been doing?
I started in the legal field in 1975, so I've been doing it for a while. And I've always worked in the legal field, so.
Okay. Now, I see, after doing some of my own personal research here, I noticed your firm's done a lot of growing in the past decade. Let's just say merging with another firm, it looks like.
Yes, we've merged with a couple smaller firms, and all the better to serve a broader base of clientele. It's a general practice law firm, and we like to have people that can help you no matter what your needs are.
Okay.
Unless it's, of course, patent law, and we don't do that, but that's a special.
So what are some of the let's say popular cases that your boss or
we do
some
a
of
lot
the other people your boss works with? What are the biggest cases they take on? As in, like, what are the most popular? Like,
Well, the
release
one
date?
that got the most press was when Alan Statman got Pete Rose kicked out of baseball, and Alan is very proud of that case.
Okay.
True that.
Okay.
So he celebrates the anniversary. It's practically.
And he
it's
still works
hysterical.
for the firm?
Yes, he's a head man now.
Oh, okay. So now, as in, like, cases of, like, variety, like, let's say commercial litigation or like banking law or family law or corporate litigation, like, what are the cases that your boss does more of?
My boss does not do litigation
At all?
at all.
Okay.
He does estate planning. Everybody needs a will or a trust or power of attorney, healthcare documents. Those are bread and butter for him.
Okay.
But he makes his money on estate administration and trust administration. People die, it's not optional, and then
Yeah.
their stuff
definitely.
needs to be probated, and that takes a while.
Okay. So it's good to know. Good to know. So now that we've kind of done a little back and forth here, got to know each other a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with asking you, do you know what some of the short-term and maybe long-term goals of your firm are?
Well, like you said, we merged with a couple smaller firms to, because you always need people that are willing to litigate.
Mm-hmm.
And we do a lot of work for credit union clients, so
Okay.
we get a lot of, they need estate planning, they need estate administration, they need, they sell real estate. We have a title company. We can handle that for the credit union. We do their closings, but they also get divorces. They need to be represented, that someone else can take care of that. They go bankrupt. It happens. We have someone else that can take care of that. We had a client one time who was trying to sell their business, and the people, they came in, they got all their information, and they just walked off, and they basically took their way of doing things and incorporated it as their own. So of course we sued for that, and we won, but it took a while. But that's big litigation, because
Oh yeah.
no, but you always want to have someone that can help you out regardless in a law firm. So because we like to do everything in house. Clients prefer that too. They like to feel like
Yes.
they're taken care of.
And I feel like that. I mean, things done in house saves your boss a little bit of money. So
Yes,
that
it's
not
always
true?
a good thing. If you keep the client and you keep them happy, you've got their business, and they'll recommend you to people that they like, and then you've got their business. As long as you're reputable and you're easy to get in touch with, and
Exactly.
you're responsive to the client's needs.
now, speaking of relationships with clients, what are things that you look for in a relationship with somebody that you do business with?
I want someone who's going to take my call, and if they're going to respond quickly.
Okay.
If
definitely
I
punctuality.
if I need something, if I've messed up and I've run out of something, or I need something now, like a trial exhibit, although my boss doesn't do it now, another boss that I used to work for did litigate. And if we needed something at the last minute, we would want someone to be able to, we drop and roll for clients. We expect our providers to drop and roll for us when it's necessary.
Correct.
So,
I agree. So, thinking back to that, what kind of problems, if any, or issues is your firm facing currently, or are there any deadlines that are maybe hanging over your head that you're up against up here soon in the near future that you can think of that you may need solutions to?
well, I can't think of anything right offhand.
Mm-hmm.
We have built-in deadlines.
Okay.
Like when a person dies, within a certain amount of time, you have to present the will, and then you have to
Right.
do other things. So we need.
Now, is there a system that tells you like when, it gives you like a warning of when those deadlines are up, like on your computer, or is it like more written?
Suspense system. It is written. We kind of
It is
get
written.
it into. We open a file, and then we put deadlines on it, and then we put it on our calendars.
Do you think it would be
ahead of
easier
time
if
so
you
we
also
don't
had
forget.
like an e-copy of all that stuff that you have in your written
We
files?
need that for sure. That's one of the problems nowadays with law firms.
Right.
Companies.
It's a transparency,
Well,
maybe.
it's the accessibility to your paperwork, because paper, there's so much of it. What are you going to do with it? And then the case
Exactly.
finishes, and you've got boxes of stuff, and you can't get rid of it. You can't charge the client to store it, and they don't want it, but you have a responsibility to maintain it for a certain period of time. So it'd be great if we could just copy everything, burn the file, and then have it on a thumb drive.
Have
so
it
that we
right in
could-
front of you on your
Yeah,
computer.
so that we could find it, so that I can find it, so my boss can find it. So
And it's shrunk in size. It's compact in the
we need
computer,
everything just,
right in the memory.
yeah.
So, speaking of files, are there any metrics that you're responsible for?
Well, unfortunately, I'm responsible for filing. And
Really?
and I have to know where the files go, because we can't keep them all on site. There's just too much. But then they change providers. They change whoever is going to keep the files routinely. So it's like, okay, who has this? Who has that? So you're just shuffling files.
So, if you think, do you think that, now I know in your field of business, clients' needs and wants, it's important to know the difference and to
Yes.
be able to tell the differences. So I think if you had maybe, like I said, your files in an online version, I think maybe you'd be able to see, maybe if you had a system that organized needs from wants based
Yes.
off clients, or maybe filters of like genders
There
or
has to
types
be
of
filters.
cases, or
Even when you give a client a file, they're entitled to certain parts of it. They're not entitled to everything. Like our notes are our own. Copies of correspondence and pleadings are there. So it would be great if we could differentiate. It's like, this is something we can give to the client. This is something that we can't. So that
Okay.
if they want their file, they're welcome to it. But they can't look. We just don't need for them to see everything.
right. You want to keep it simple and sweet for the client.
Yes.
Keep all the. That's why your lawyer's in the unique position he is, so he can do all the hard work
Yes.
for his client.
Uh-huh.
So, getting kind of reflecting back here. So, speaking of like the growth of your company and how they did this huge merge recently, not that long ago,
Yes.
do you think your company is more bound to grow in the future or possibly downsize in the next decade or two?
That's the nature of the business. People come and go. People,
Yeah.
The attorneys, they're you have the young attorney, he may decide to go to another law firm that, has a better chance for him to grow. The older ones, they could be phased out and want to retire, but you always need to be looking at opportunities.
Correct.
So that you know who's out there and who's unhappy and who would want to come on board to add to your firm.
Keeping an open mind.
Yeah, keeping your ears open to opportunities.
Now there are now like really just like thinking about like the core issues and things. Is there any like big problems you're facing at the moment with work or something you have to get done?
Well,